but it can make you feel like you're behind all the time, because it can make you feel like maybe I'm just not working hard enough. That's not true. Everyone has their own pace, and it's okay for you to be where you are, not to feel like you have to keep up with this person or that person. There's always going to be stars of the show everywhere you go, in everything you do. Hello, I'm Cheryl. Welcome back to my channel, or if it's your first time, welcome to my channel. And I am here to talk about all things art and my journey in my art career. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about about Part 4, Section 6 in the Milan Institute Art Mastery Program. We did the website section already. I kind of talked about that, and I was able to figure out, and you can go back to the previous video and find out kind of the dilemma I was in, the struggle I was in. But I finally kind of figured out how Printful works. Was able to get a couple of pictures loaded, photos of my art loaded, that it accepted and seemed to look pretty good. So at this point, it's a matter of me just photographing my paintings, and really I'm going to just do tons of photographs until I'm really happy with the ones that I take, and then upload them, and then I'll order prints from Printful of all of them to see how they look. Anyway, so that's where I'm at with that. My website, I finally got the domain transfer finished. So now my website is under construction, because it pretty much, makes it unavailable in its present form. So now I've got to go in and finish putting that website together. So I'm working on that. And when I get it finished, I will do a video with my finished product, with my uploaded artwork, and share with you how that ended up. So this week, we talked about, last week and this week, I watched the videos in Section 6 of Part 4. And it was about branding, social media, marketing, and a little more on the website. And I really got a lot out of it. Overwhelming, but a lot. Demetra and Ellie explained so much detail about the different social media. So Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube are the 4 that I already use, but I'm really not using them in a way that reflects a cohesive brand. So that's kind of my goal, is to figure out how to use my name, my signature, my archetype, and get all of those social media pages to reflect that, to reflect those things. And I'm trying to connect, how do I say it? I'm trying to take the brand that I'm building on my website, and I'm going to kind of extend that to the other things. So color schemes, fonts, all of that, I'm working on getting that to be real consistent. So a lot of work to do, So that's going to take me a while, on top of trying to finish my 30 portfolio paintings. Anyway, so I have been working on a painting. You can see it behind me. It's a little bit different than what I've done previously, although it still involves animals and bright colors. That seems to kind of be my thing. So I guess I have found my style, and to a certain extent my voice, I think. But the painting behind me, I'm still working on details and there are some places where I feel I need to neutralize some colors or whatever. I need to reshape some things, add some shadow, just to make sure that the depth is good. So let me let you look at it. Let me get out of the way. So I have my little coyote, my little desert hare that is out here in Joshua Tree. There's a lot, but I've seen them here at my house drinking out of the bird fountain. We have a little fountain on the ground in some rocks. And one morning I woke up and there was a baby hare drinking from that fountain. So, and then the roadrunner, my husband hand feeds the roadrunners. So we've got wildlife right in our backyard, right out of our window, constantly. It's just such a special place to live. I know every place has its wildlife, and the beauty of the forest and the ocean and all of that can't necessarily be matched. But I'll tell you, having been in the desert for 10 years now, I've always loved the desert, but the inspiration, people don't realize how much beauty is here. The inspiration is pretty incredible. So one of these days I'll put a video up that just gives a little hint of what it looks like around the area I live. The skies are incredible. The mountains are so close up. So anyway, I wanted to do this painting. So I started this painting, and because I asked my husband, I said, what do you think I should paint? What's another thing I can add to my portfolio? And he said, well, I really like your wildlife. You do such a good job with animals and wildlife. So maybe something with desert wildlife. So I'm like, okay, why not? So I decided to use my last big canvas. So this is a 30 by 40. Yeah, 30 by 40. So I decided to use this last big one in order to do the painting. And I knew I wanted to do something with 3 characters that probably normally wouldn't hang out, but it's after the rain. So basically, they are drinking from the little puddle that the rain left first thing in the morning. So the sunrise is starting to happen. They're out taking advantage of the rain having stopped and drinking the water. So I was really excited to do this. And I went ahead and I put my source together, got everything going, and started painting it. In the meantime, as I started to paint, and I used spray paint to start. I did spray paint to just create texture and color, and then acrylic, a lot of acrylic paint, acrylic drips and so on. And then eventually the layers of oil. Anyway, the thing that happened was I was scrolling through Facebook, and an ad popped up for a call for artists for a juried event in Joshua Tree, which is just up the road from where I live. And I thought, oh, cool. Okay. So I check it out thinking, I haven't really entered years and years ago, way back in, I think the 80s. I put some paintings in a juried competition in my hometown, and I didn't know what I was doing. I look back on that. That was an embarrassment. But anyway, so I thought, okay, I haven't done another one. I had one cactus painting with the college that I took some art classes at that I entered in just a showing for their gallery, and they wanted to keep it all year because they had visitors. And so even though it wasn't a contest, they liked it well enough that they wanted to keep it for a whole year in their gallery. That was quite an honor for me. I'd never had anybody that, wanted my painting to be up ever. So it was kind of cool to get that call. Can we hold on to it for the next year? Because it really shows well in our gallery. I'm like, yeah. So that was cool. Anyway, where was I? So the jury competition. I've entered some online before, but I've never done a physical one. So this is like major. So I thought, well, desert scene, perfect, right? So I'm reading on, and it says that the criteria is it has to be desert scene. It has to have water in it because the theme is about the precious, how water is precious in the desert. So that was very interesting that I already had this piece going, and it's exactly what it meets the criteria exactly. So that's exciting. And my husband's like, yeah, see, the universe listens. I'm like, yeah, I know. Sometimes I forget. I get discouraged and I forget. So we're manifesting. It doesn't matter to me if it places, or I just want it to be accepted so that it can be shown. I just want it. I just want people to see what I do. And so the whole thing about the gallery is just being able to say, hey, I had a painting in a gallery in Joshua Tree. So hopefully it'll be chosen. If not, that's okay too. I really like it so far. And I'm going to try to finish it up this weekend because I only have a couple of weeks before I have to, I think I just submit a photo, and then I've got to varnish it and put the wire on and all that. I have to do all that before the call to deliver the art piece. So a little anxiety there, but I think it'll work out. Anyway, so that's what I've been up to. And I hope I wasn't too discouraging on my last video about the website and being overwhelmed and so on. My purpose was to let people know that even somebody who has done these things for years, social media included, it's still daunting until you get into the swing of it and you know your way around. It is intimidating. The thing to know, though, is if you're regular about posting and you're regular about creating videos or photos, or once you're at a point where you're doing it daily, at least weekly, but for sure, if you can daily, something out there, then it becomes second nature. It's not as difficult as you think. So eventually you will be able to understand how the algorithms work, how every part of social media connects to another. So right now I've got, like, my Pinterest is going to be connected with my Instagram. And I learned a lot of this stuff from watching Demetra. She explained how different things can be connected. Fortunately, because I did choose Squarespace to host my website, Squarespace connects with Pinterest, I think she said. So I'll be able to post things that'll go multiple places. That saves you a lot of time. And right now my Instagram also posts to my Facebook. So everything will be automated. So don't feel like you have to go post 4 different places. Of course, if you do a video, if you put it on YouTube, it's easy just to go grab the link and then post that. So you'll learn as you go. Just do one thing at a time. I think that we get into this, and I think that Milan is giving us everything we could possibly need to know, or every tool to become familiar with. I'm not sure that what they're trying to say is you have to do all these things to be successful. I think a lot of them are important to be successful as a full-time artist. But, and by the way, full-time artist doesn't necessarily mean full-time income artist. Full-time artist means if you're an artist and you're spending full time at it, you're going to get better. You're going to improve on your technique. You're going to connect with people. If you share photos, you're going to connect with people. The more art you have, the more they're going to see your face, your art in front of them. And eventually, when sales start, then, you've got a following of people, and you've got people that have watched you grow and they're interested in your art. It might take a while. I'm under no delusion that I'm going to, the minute I graduate, I'm going to be making thousands of dollars. Some people that happens to. We know in any industry that happens, though, right? Others have to build it. My daughter is a singer-songwriter. She had to build her business. She now writes for commercials. I think I've mentioned this, writes for commercials, TV shows, all kinds of things. And even though originally she wanted to be a pop star or a hip hop star, anyway, performer, and have her own albums and so on, she has shifted from that since to just enjoying writing music and songs. And she gets paid really well for that. So for her, she's like, why do I want to go take a chance on going on tour, take the gamble of signing some contract and, giving away half my talent, she said, So for her, she just kept building and building until she finally has such a reputation in the industry that now she's called upon all the time to write stuff. And she makes her entire living off of that. That's a pretty big accomplishment in my book. It's just like doing art. An artist at heart, yes, we love to create, but we also want to share it. We want people to look at it. So I would like to be a professional artist that sells enough each year to make me feel like it's not that it's not worth it, but that I'm accomplishing something with all of the effort that I'm making. And I know that'll happen, but it might not happen fast. So I guess that's what I'm trying to say to y'all is, be patient with yourself. Go at your own pace. The program is great, provides you a lot of information, a lot of tools, but it can make you feel like you're behind all the time because it can make you feel like maybe I'm just not working hard enough. That's not true. Everyone has their own pace, and it's okay for you to be where you are, not to feel like you have to keep up with this person or that person. There's always going to be stars of the show everywhere you go, in everything you do. You might be the star sometime, or you might just be one of the regular Joes out there trying to make it happen. Either way, just keep going. And that's what I'm doing. I'm just going to keep going and keep painting like I always have and see what happens. I wanted to just show you a little bit of my finishing this work. It's not quite done. I still had some more things, some details I added later after I did this video, but just wanted to neutralize some of those cool colors in the back. They were cool colors, but they were too bright, somewhat bright, and interfered with the appearance of the distance, So anyway, I just wanted to share a clip of that before I moved on with the video. So I'm finally getting the finishing touches on the animals, detailing, and I wanted to detail the feathers on the Roadrunner as much as possible, because he's the main character sort of up front. He's like the sentinel watching over for the hare while the hare gets a drink, watching to make sure that coyote's not going to come and get them. And later on, you'll see the final picture and some things that I added. But overall, I really, really enjoyed this painting, and I feel like this is probably getting really close to what my regular thing will be. I appreciate you taking the time to watch me paint, and I appreciate your comments. And if you like what you hear, if I'm providing things that are useful for you, I would really appreciate a subscribe, a like, and a share so that we can continue to build our little network here. So thank you so much for all your comments. I read them all, and I try to respond to them all, and I really appreciate you. And by the way, if you feel like you would like to share something with me, your website, if you have an art video that you'd like me to look at, go ahead and leave the link in the comments so that I think you can do that on YouTube. I've never tried that, but just tell me where to find it. And I would love to go check out what you do. Most of the people who subscribe or leave a comment, I go and look at your YouTube channel. But if you have a website or a place where I can look at your art to just see what you're about, I would really enjoy doing that. Like I said, this should be a network. I've already received so many great tips from other artists out there, and even from some of you who have commented. And that's what this, like I've said before, is just that's what this is all about. So we are supporting one another. And if you like what you see in this painting, and you live in the area and you want to see it, if it's accepted in the gallery, I'll let you know if it is. And then if you'd like to see it, I can give you the information so that you can check it out. Or if you want to enter, let me know right away, and I'll send you the information about where to submit your work. So thanks for joining me today. And on the next one, I think I'll probably be sharing my finished, or at least semi-finished website. And then I have quite a few more paintings I need to catch up on. So, we will see you on the next one. Have a great day. Thank you.